Well, next, let's queer up the USA view. After Florida drops LGBTQ tourism page, Connecticut jumps in with Everyone Belongs. Connecticut has launched a new ad campaign promoting itself as an inclusive destination, targeting LGBTQ visitors who are frustrated by recent changes in Florida, after Florida's tourism website removed its queer travel section. Connecticut responded with digital outreach inviting Florida's LGBTQ community to explore what makes Connecticut a welcoming alternative. Anthony, that's correct, that's his name, the state's chief marketing officer, said, "Our message is clear. In Connecticut, everyone is welcome." The campaign highlights queer-friendly businesses, events, and communities throughout October in ctvisit.com. Florida's actions under Governor Ron DeSantis have drawn criticism for erasing LGBTQ visibility. According to Keith Blackburn of the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce, it's just disgusting. Several states, including Colorado and Illinois, have reached out to queer travelers. Connecticut, citing its legal protections and inclusive climate, aims to stand out as a destination where diversity is celebrated. Anthony says, "We want everyone, particularly those in Florida, to know they'll always find acceptance here." Now, this story it has both pros and cons for me because, first of all, I am disappointed the governor has done what he's done by having them take out the gay travel section. However, the gay community needs to be here and it needs to show its presence here. In South Florida specific, we are very open and very well accepted here. So we can't lose that status. I welcome Connecticut. I think Connecticut's a beautiful state, and I welcome their inclusivity along with Colorado and Illinois. But this isn't an us and them thing. We can be in all four of those states, and we need to be in all four of those states. Right. So I welcome that Connecticut is being so vocal about it. But I still think Florida needs to remind itself of the strength of the LGBT community, especially in Broward County, where we have Wilton Manors and we're very public.
Well, yes, and thank you so much to Connecticut and any other state
exactly
that wants to welcome us. But for those of us who live here, many of whom depend on the influx of the tourist trade, governor death sentence is only hurting Florida, as he approves something as short-sighted as this. So,
and he won't be here forever.
No, how many more years? Like another year, maybe?
Another year. We can get through this. We can do it.
The longest year in history.
We can do it.
But it's like, really, you remove the gay tourism from the website? Like, how petty is that? It's like, first of all, I probably didn't even know that even existed. But to be like, I'm going to remove this, is just like, okay, don't you have other things to do? Once again, school shootings. Like, we could be focusing on key issues that are important instead of just removing tourism. And, it's not like the gays aren't having their own websites and putting it out there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you're only just giving us more incentive to do what we always have been doing, which is figuring out ways to go around anything you try to block from us. Because we're here, we're queer, might as well get used to it.
They did it, quietly. That is, like, no one had noticed that they had removed it. It might have been months before. And, like, I in no unclear terms, the state of Florida has relied on what we could imagine today as LGBTQ tourism, that is, even before that term existed, for over a century. Like, it's actually been a central part of our economy for a long, long time. Like, this idea of what happens in Florida stays in Florida, or like, kind of.
Well, we helped rebuild Miami. We helped rebuild Fort Lauderdale.
Literally. And Key West.
And we
parts
built
of Orlando.
Right.
That is, like, to imagine, it's not just like telling a story about who's welcome and who's not welcome. It's also really bad for business. Yeah. And it's just.
No, it's just short-sighted and it's petty. That's all it is. That's just, he's feeding his base with that, the dissolution of that particular page. But Broward County has a strong page. Palm Beach County has a strong page. Miami has a strong page. We're not going anywhere. I just welcome the fact that Connecticut is being so sweet to say, hey, come up here. So.
What do we do in Connecticut, though?
Bring your long underwear.
If you build it,
they will come.
There's lots to do in Connecticut. It's a nice
okay.
area.
I've been there one time for a training.